Welcome to InfoHub for Friday, August 24. In the headlines, President Granger hosts the Guyana Nurses Association. British High Commissioner says government on track with preparation for oil and gas sector. Government, UNICEF signs MOU for 6th household survey program, a new online business taking the hassle out of shopping. The details of these stories and more right now. The Guyana Nurses Association celebrated its 90th anniversary with a week of activities. Last evening, President Granger hosted the association with a reception at his residence. Delicia Haynes has our first report.
The head of state expressed his utmost respect for the nursing profession and hailed their contributions to Guyana over the years. The president noted the indelible mark made by nurses even in his own family.
Most children born nowadays, the first person they see is a nurse and the last person they see before they go to the great beyond is a nurse. I have the biggest respect for the profession. My mother was a nurse at the place that is now called St. Joseph Mercy Hospital. And when I got married, my wife, when she was ready to deliver her first child, insisted on going to the Georgetown Hospital because of the quality of nursing. That was in 1971. And a lot of private hospitals were coming up at that time, but Georgetown Hospital had the reputation for having quality nursing.
Public Health Minister Valda Lawrence also lauded the profession as being the backbone in healthcare service delivery.
We can train as many doctors and specialists as we want to, but if we don't do likewise, and twice as much for our nurses, that the services which we expect to enjoy, that we will not be able to enjoy. So I call you the steel in the concrete, because many times we don't see what you do, we only see what the doctors do.
Nursing representatives from the diaspora and the local nursing fraternity who attended the reception mingled and reflected on the 90 years of contribution made by the association. For InfoHub, Delicia Haynes.
Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu today returned to Guyana after his trip on personal business to the United States of America and Canada. The Prime Minister told the Department of Public Information that while overseas, doctors certified that he is in excellent health after undergoing triple heart bypass surgery 6 months ago. He was accompanied on his trip by his wife, Mrs. Sita Nagamutu. During his absence, the functions of his office were carried out initially by Vice President and Minister of Public Security Kemraj Ramjatan and later by Vice President and Minister of Foreign Affairs Carl Greenidge. British High Commissioner Greg Quinn believes that the government of Guyana is headed in the right direction as it prepares for the oil boom. More in this report.
Do I think things are moving in the right direction? Well, the answer is yes. Do I think there's a time pressure? The answer is yes. Do I think the government recognises that time pressure? Well, the answer to that would also be yes.
British High Commissioner Greg Quinn. High Commissioner Quinn said the fact that Guyana is close to having critical legislation enacted is demonstrative of its efforts to ensure a solid foundation before first oil in 2020. Asked to share his thoughts on Dr. Clive Thomas's proposal for Guyanese to receive cash payouts from some of the revenues accrued from the petroleum sector, the High Commissioner suggests the money be given for a more specific purpose.
Well, rather than give somebody $5,000 to spend on whatever it is they want to spend it on, do you consider giving somebody $5,000 to set up a business? To give them capital to set up a business. So they can then use that money to support and build their own sort of self-sufficiency.
Quinn believes that investment in public infrastructure, healthcare services and education will be more lucrative to the wider population. He said people will see the benefits just as quickly and sustainably as if they were given money. For InfoHub, Stacey Carmichael. The Organization of American States, OAS, has been playing an integral role in the fight against violence and crime across the Caribbean and Central America.
Ambassador Mendez was delivering a lecture last evening on the role of the OAS in global development at the University of Guyana. According to the Assistant Secretary General, the OAS has been aiding governments of the Caribbean to tackle various security threats.
We have new threats that are very serious that governments are struggling to deal with. For example, the whole issue of cybersecurity. And you're hearing a lot about these things. And these are challenges not only for the small countries of our region, these are challenges for big countries.
Ambassador Mendes said several countries are fighting these threats and are guarding their systems with automated programs. In Guyana, Ambassador Mendes said the OAS has been working with the government to address these kinds of threats.
We are working, for instance, with the governments to train their people, to establish rapid response teams from within their own ranks who would be able to react immediately upon the interception or the detection of such a threat to their systems.
Extensive training was also provided to the Guyana Police Force in all areas of security. He said the OAS has been placing much emphasis on issues relating to crime and violence and ways through which they could be reduced. The Organization of American States is a continental organization founded for the purposes of regional solidarity and cooperation among its member states. Its objectives are rooted in 5 pillars, including promoting democracy, defending human rights, ensuring a multidimensional approach to security, fostering integral development and prosperity, and supporting inter-American legal cooperation. Reporting for InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
The government of Guyana and the United Nations Children's Fund yesterday afternoon signed a memorandum of understanding to conduct the 6th multiple indicator cluster survey in Guyana. Here's that story.
The MOU was signed by Finance Minister Winston Jordan and UNICEF representative Sylvie Foyer in the boardroom of the Ministry of Finance. The minister expressed satisfaction with the contributions being made by UNICEF.
Over the years, this UN agency has been very supportive in providing meaningful statistical data to Guyana and all developing countries around the world through the multi-cluster indicator survey, also known as MIX. This support has enabled governments to have access to a wide range of statistical data, primarily in the social sector, to aid them in filling the data gaps that exist in their countries.
Minister Jordan said that through this support, UNICEF has been able to build the capacity of local staff through survey design, collection and analysis of data.
This year, UNICEF has raised the bar by introducing the use of technology. Those who participate in the field exercises will be provided with tablets, which will allow for the swift and effective transmittal of data using these devices to the central office.
UNICEF representative Sylvie Foyer highlighted the importance of the MICS.
As we know, we're in a time where reliable data are very powerful to influence decision, and we're always hearing often, but we don't have the baseline, we don't have the information, how we can show progresses. So really the mix, as Michael reminded us, is over since 95, so almost a decade or even 2 decades that we have those data, so we can also show the trends.
In 2014, MICS 5 was conducted and garnered support from the Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs and the Ministry of Communities. It was a source of data for the Green State Development Strategy and Guyana's Country Implementation Plan. MICS 6 is slated to end in 2019 and is estimated to cost $1 million. It was said that the cost will be divided evenly between UNICEF and the government. Reporting for InfoHub, Alexis.
You know anywhere wrong here sell cigarettes?
I just sell. How much packs you want?
But I see you got no cigarette on display.
Like you in here about the new tobacco control law that passed.
What's that?
It's the law that states that you can't have any cigarettes on display or advertised.
Sell me one cigarette.
Well, the law states that we can't sell you 1 cigarette nor packs of 10. I could only sell you packs of 20.
Oh, well, I can really got to stop smoking. This thing costing me.
Let's all work together to prevent cigarette smoking-related illnesses.
Thanks for staying with us. Minister of Public Telecommunications Catherine Hughes, in her mid-year report, applauded an IDB-facilitated workshop on exponential technologies for providing a great learning opportunity to public and private sector stakeholders. More in this report.
That presentation really opened our eyes as to what could be done. And it was a great learning opportunity to see what's happening in other parts of the world. The thinking is that we don't want each individual to have to go online and do their own research as to where technology is taking us. So we're actually reaching out to Guyanese society and sharing with them where the technology is going and what the possible applications are for Guyanese society.
Minister of Public Telecommunications Catherine Hughes. In June, the Inter-American Development Bank, IDB, facilitated 2 specialists to host workshops on exponential technologies. Ministers of government and heads of agencies were made aware of the wealth of information on these new and emerging technologies and how these can be incorporated in the efficient functioning of organizations.
The technology is advancing so rapidly that, for example, there's areas such as digital printing. Digital printing is, as you could imagine, just as you have a printer that can print a letterhead or a letter, digital printing allows you to print in 3 dimensions. So it means that you actually have a printer that could print a house. Imagine that the printer head is different in that it's not just ink, but it could be cement and concrete. And so in exponential technologies, which kind of explains that the changes are not gradual, they're going at a rapid rate. So today you're learning something that can build 10 houses, and in 6 months' time, the technology allows you to print and build, not in 6 months, but in 2 months you can build 40 houses.
Minister Hughes said the one-day workshop, which involved the participation of over 200 stakeholders from the private sector and civil society, yielded positive feedback. For InfoHub, Stacey Carmichael. Still on the technology front, the Guyana Women Miners Association is using modern technology to ensure safer mining and tackle crimes in mining districts across Guyana. Details in this report.
The GWMA is working in collaboration with Intellect Storm, a local IT company, to develop the app, which is scheduled for launch in October.
That would not only be used for making reports on crimes committed from breaches against the mining regulations, general crimes, but it'd be murder, rape, trafficking.
Primus says the association is also setting up a working group to collaborate efforts to ensure the reports made via the app are acted upon. The GWMA is in talks with the Ministries of Natural Resources and Public Security, along with the police and the GGMC.
Coordinating with the other partners, we'll be able to first investigate and validate it is true before coordinating an effort to respond.
The development of the app is part of a 3-pronged project by the GWMA. The project, fostering inclusivity and sustainability in Guyana through education and technology, was launched in June. Funding for the project was secured through WWF, International Union for Conservation of Nature, and the Dutch Foreign Affairs. For InfoHub, Delicia Haynes.
The conciliatory meeting that was scheduled by the Labor Department of the Ministry of Social Protection between the Ministry of Education and the Guyana Teachers Union was today rescheduled for a later date due to the absence of the Teachers Union. A release from the Ministry of Social Protection's Labor Department this afternoon said that the GTU did not attend the conciliation meeting, which was scheduled for 2 p.m. today. However, the absence of the union did not prevent the meeting from convening. According to the release, the Ministry of Education was present, ready and prepared to participate. But due to the absence of the union, the meeting was adjourned to 2 p.m. on August 28, 2018. Toward that end, a letter was dispatched by the conciliator to the president of the GTU informing the union of the new date. On this week's Small Business Focus, we tell you about a new business offering quick online shopping in Guyana.
In May 2017, Yannick and Delisa Pratt established Agoro International Guyana, an online business that provides a safe and convenient shopping experience for Guyanese, while boosting the local economy.
Agora International is a local online shopping site. We're not shopping from Amazon or we're not shopping from Walmart. While we do have the capacity to, our goal is to boost our local economy. We want people to purchase what's already here and have it delivered to them.
Unlike other e-commerce businesses, co-owner Yannick Pratt explained that with its locally stocked website and multi-vendor platform, Agora distinguishes itself from other local online services.
Other businesses, any small business that have locally stocked items, they can sign up with us for free and have their products uploaded onto our website.
That's what we're really excited about, helping vendors get out there and to sell their products. So we're hoping that, we get to a point where our product is so, our site is so filled with products.
Being Secure Sockets Layer certified, the Pratts explained that Agora International encourages New Age shopping. As such, it only utilizes electronic payment systems, such as debit and credit cards and PayPal accounts. The business is supported by a 30-day return policy.
We're safe, we're secure, you're going to get exactly what you've purchased, and it's going to be in the best quality. We've had recent success, actually. We delivered to Qatar the other day, which was very exciting for us during the World Cup. Someone purchased, we were the only company who had Brazil Beats headsets, right? And someone from Qatar contacted and said, hey, we can't find this thing else anywhere in the world. Can you get it to us? And we deliver it to them.
The Pratts are encouraging local businesses to sign on to their service to market their products and encourage consumers to shift to the digital means of online shopping.
For the expat market, this is what it has to be, because they're not going to go out searching 6 stores to find what they're looking for. They want to go to one central place where they can find it, purchase it, and have it delivered to them as soon as possible.
Agora International service is being offered to regions 3, 4, 5, and 10. Reporting for InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu today returned to Guyana after his trip on personal business to the United States of America and Canada. The Prime Minister told the Department of Public Information that while overseas, doctors certified that he is in excellent health after undergoing triple heart bypass surgery 6 months ago. He was accompanied on his trip by his wife, Mrs. Sita Nagamutu. During his absence, the functions of his office were carried out initially by Vice President and Minister of Public Security Kemraj Ramjatan, and later by Vice President and Minister of Foreign Affairs Carl Greenidge. Do have a safe and enjoyable weekend, and remember to stay connected for more news and updates at dpi.gov.gy. We leave you now with your latest bridge and weather reports. Goodbye.